Welcome to Tylervision, Intense TV. I'm your host, Robert Lewis Tyler I, and I'm your guest, Robert Lewis Tyler I, and directed by Barry Thompson. We have Barry Thompson's our floor director. He's our technical director. He's in the control room, and he is very appreciated here at the station as well. And boy, howdy, I've been doing the show for 17 years, and I've never had a no-show until a couple weeks ago, right? Elena Santiago. She said, "Oh yeah, I'll show up." And I go, "Are you sure?" And she said, "Oh yeah, I'll be there in the morning. I'll be there in the evening." And a no-show. Then she showed up right as the show ended. She showed up after the show, right when we're rolling the credits. So it's too late to mic up and everything. So first in like 17 years, right? So first time in 17 years. And then the other thing was we had a cancellation today. Just a cancellation from a guest. So anyway, everybody's like, well, why I got that? Yeah, I know. I'm sporting that new haircut today. I trimmed the sidewalls for a couple years, right? So that's why that looks like that. And everybody's like, well, why do you have locks, And because I can, okay? And you can't. No, just kidding. So anyway, I just don't give a shirt away on TV. I was going to do some T-shirts and have some giveaways that say Tylervision on them and stuff, maybe, eventually, So, I was over, I went over in Vietnam last time I was over was like 2 years ago, and about the third trip to Saigon, and then I was in Hue for a while. And for 3 years I was eating pho. So you have this soup, like it's called pho. And I was like, well, what's in this, right? So I ask them, what's in this? And I go over to ask these little kids over in Vallejo. I go, what is in here? And it's great, right? There's all kinds of stuff, and there's like meat and vegetables and greens and leaves and bean sprouts and vegetables. And then there's soup, there's noodles, there's lime juice, there's all this stuff right in there. It's just tons of stuff. And I said, what is this? They go, what is the brown squares? And they go, oh, well, that's, the little kids say, well, that's chicken blood. And I'm like, okay. So I said, well, what is these long, skinny, stringy things? They go, oh, those are pig intestines. I'm like, okay. So they go, well, what is this honeycomb? Oh, those are cow stomach linings. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to ask, what are these round It might be water buffalo testicles or something. I don't know. I didn't ask any other questions, So we're special guests, the Draven brothers, for their worldwide tour right now, and for their appearance. We have Gizmo and Coda. That was a new Cupid we were just hearing from like 10 years ago, so it wasn't that new. And I was going to tell you, I was walking down this country road the other day, right? And I don't know what country. I'm walking, and this car flew past me going about Mach 5 with this little guy with a little blue hat on, right, flying by. So then my friend pulls up in the Cadillac, and I jump in. We start to cruise down this way. The guy, he turns around, comes back, pulls us over, right? And he gets out, and he goes, I saw you walking over there. I'm like, yeah? And he goes, I want to see what's in I had like a knapsack under the floor, up under the Cadillac. And I was like, I want to search your bag. I was like, okay. So I give him the bag, right? And he's all excited, and he's opening all these little zippers on it. And he's like, looking, I go, are you looking for anything in particular? And he's like, no. And then he says, I go, okay. So he keeps looking. Then he finds this little wire. He pulls it. Oh, he goes, it's a phone charger. And he goes, this looks suspicious. And I go, is it illegal? And he's like, no. So he goes back to his car. He gets a new idea. He goes, I'm going to run both you guys' driver's license, right, and see if you got any warrants out or whatnot. And I go, okay. So he runs them. Then he comes back. He's all disappointed. You guys could go, right? So we took off. So I was just going to say, everybody's got to stop profiling because it's just a haircut. And this guy in the park yesterday goes, hey, what's up, dog? You got any weed? And I'm like, no, I quit 33 years ago. He's like, it's just a hairstyle, okay? And I quit drinking 2 years ago, There's no jungle juice. This is not rum and Coke. It's just Coke. So everybody's like profiling and stuff, right? So I think I've been taking aspirin for like 2 years. I think heroin is a gateway drug, to other. Or it could be a segue to other drugs, right? So anyway, I want to introduce my guest, and I saw her last night. She assured me if she's anything, she's reliable, and she will be here. She's not here yet. She was going to get here an hour ago and get mic'd up, do a sound check. But she assured me if she's anything, she's reliable. So she will definitely be here. You can count on it. Not, just kidding. I think she's a no-show. She flew up from Las Vegas, and she has to fly back to Las Vegas tomorrow. But she assured me last night she'd be here on time. And she'd be here and with bells on. So it's Monday. It's the day after Bottle Rock. So everybody is excited for next year's Bottle Rock, right? So I went Wednesday night, and I saw Macklemore. It's fantastic. He was awesome. He jumped up on stage. He's wearing like a big white dashiki or something. Jumped up on a chair. He's all like, Bottle Rock, ready to rock. And then he did a song. Then after that, he stripped that off. He was wearing like a white tank top, wife beater shirt, and he did thrift shop. So I got $20 in my pocket. So he started singing that. And then this one guy thought he was like some kind of cold ass honky. He's all like, oh yeah, the brothers taught me how to dance. And I go, yeah, the Smothers Brothers, right? This guy's like, he couldn't dance. Like, it was pretty bad. I asked this one girl, walked across, asked this one girl to dance. She said, no. So I didn't want to walk back across the stage. So I was like, I think, well, okay, I said, you want my phone number? I like, no, I just met you. And then I stormed off. I walked away. I took off like that. So I got this new dance. It's bigger than the Harlem Shake, right? It's called the Housequake, and it's a new dance. It's called the Housequake. We're just gonna set up this video, and we're gonna cue it up. We're gonna cue up a video. It's a new dance sensation. It's about 5 minutes, and it's called the Housequake. It's bigger than the Harlem Shake. So we'll roll right about now. Funk Soul Brothers, check it out now. We'll roll Intense TV. I'm your host, Robert Louis Tyler I, and tonight we have a very special guest, Sal the Flower Guy, who faithfully delivers all these flowers every week for several months now. He's been faithfully delivering beautiful flowers, and tonight it's Monday night, and this will rebroadcast Saturday Night Live late till 12 o'clock midnight morning Sunday, which will be Mother's Day. So if you're watching, you'll know right where to go. But first, I left my keys in the Ferrari. I'll be right back. I gotta go and get them. So, excuse me 1 second. Wow. There we go.
Okay, so we have the smoothies. You can see here all of these wonderful, nutritious drinks. We have greenhouse.
Oh, sorry.
We
Peggy.
have smoothie.
Sorry.
Didn't
mean to interrupt
hi.
the gathering place. But I was just
Welcome to
passing
the gathering place.
Oh.
Would you like a smoothie?
For me?
Whatever.
Right. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
I'll be back shortly. Didn't mean to interrupt.
Whatever.
Okay. I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah.
As I was saying.
Thank you.
Saludos amigas, esto es ¿Qué pasa Napa? Para ti en tu idioma, traído a ustedes por Somos Napa. La tarde de hoy tenemos unos invitados especiales. Muchísimas gracias por estar aquí, estos invitados muy especiales, Julio, Carla, María, Héctor y Mark. Muchísimas gracias por estar aquí. Cuéntenme un poquito sobre... ¡Hey! ¿Qué tú haces? ¿Qué tú haces, mijo? Fuera del show. Mira, Carla, dile que se vaya, dile para afuera.
We don't have to if you want.
No, like after the video is over, Robert's coming back into the set, and then I'll take on camera 2 as
Y ese loco que, pero, y que, mira, no, espérate, pero no, producción, rápido, sáquenlo. Ay, Dios, pero mira.
Policía,
no.
Policía, help.
So as I was saying, with the wheatgrass.
Sorry.
You're back? Well,
yeah,
okay.
Thanks for the
Did
drink
you?
and,
Okay.
I'll see you. I'll watch you on channel 28. Uverse 99.
Yeah. Okay.
Live streaming worldwide.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, let me see. Wow, now I'm really lost. Where was I?
Whatever you guys
Flag code. Did you know that?
No, I didn't
See, I
know.
do
Oh,
research.
I'm back. Sorry.
I'm a person who doesn't
Cutting
get
through
in
here.
the motion thing. There's
Hi,
actually
Kathy.
there's a
Okay.
flag code.
Carry on.
We're supposed to
we're
ignore
ignoring
him?
him, I think.
Okay.
There's a flag code that actually how for the American flag. There is a flag code.
What do you mean a flag code?
There is a flag code.
I guess just click on camera 2. Okay. All right. So we're back. Yep. The we little. I had to go out to the car to get the keys. Anyways, thanks for the drink, Peggy. Tonight's guest, we have Sal, the flower guy. Thanks, Sal, for coming in. So, welcome to Tylervision, Intense TV. I'm your host, Robert Lewis Tyler I. And tonight we have a very special guest, Barry Thompson from the Rotary Club tonight. He'll be coming on in a little bit. And he's very passionate. Rotary Club, it's a great outfit. They come all over the world and they get inoculations for polio. They do things for Lighthouse for the Blind, Enchanted Hills, all sorts of charities, and it's a very good organization. I was going to tell you, about a week and a half ago, I was moving into the Victorian Mansion, and I was moving out of the duplex across town about a week and a half ago. And the other guy, the duplex, he's like, he doesn't speak English. He says, he's trying to put this mattress, on the. I rented a big U-Haul truck, right? And he's like, he's trying to put it on the U-Haul truck, and I was like, no, put that like in your garage. He's like, no. So I'm like, well, I'm scared. Where am I supposed to take that, right? I don't know where it's gonna go, right? I'm like, I don't know. And boy, howdy, I'm driving down the road. Then I decide, well, maybe I could take it over to a thrift store. But even we'll go to the thrift store. Even Macklemore don't want it, right? He doesn't even want to take it, right? So I'm like, oh man. So I'm like, I see a lot of people putting stuff out on the curb, like TV set, or. So I thought, well, I'll put it on this curb here, and then rush back to the truck rental. I go back, and there's in the parking lot. There's a police car there. So I go into the front counter, and there's a police officer at the front counter. It's only been like minutes, so I go up and I pay. It's like I spent about $75, and I left. I'm coming back through some back streets, and I get right onto Jefferson. I'm walking there. I was on Facebook. That new thing, Tylervision, Intense TV, live on the air. I'm your host, Robert Lewis Tyler I. Today we have special guests, Joe and Wendy from Reptile Rescue and Rattlesnake Removal. We brought in a few reptiles today, and we're going to talk about where they're from and what do they eat and what services we provide here for reptiles. And first I was going to tell you today on Tylervision, we have a very special episode. We have, I'm going to be working as the cameraman, the technical director, the host, the boom operator, the sound man, because everybody else called in sick. So there'll be no credits at the end of the show. So we'll give a chalkboard and show up some websites and some emails like that as the show goes on in a little bit here. And first of all, I'd like to say I'm going to go ahead and say thanks for coming in today. So Joe and Wendy, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you for having us.
Yep, you bet. Tonight we have a special guest, Marcus Thompson from Timex Social Club, author of How Rumors Get Started, songwriter for the song Rumors, member and founder of the group Timex Social Club. And I want to tell you, I had to go to court the other day, and the bailiff said, all rise. He said, take off your hat. So I took out my hat, and it's like, boom, like a palm tree popped out or something, right? And it's like an Almond Joy commercial. He goes, okay, put your hat back on. He got scared, right? And then he said, what are those initials on your shirt? He goes, you trying to offend us? I said, no, it's Florida University. I was on my way down to St. Thomas, and I had the shirt on. So he said, well, you don't have to take that off, because, pretty soon I'd be in a birthday suit, And he said, what do you say to a Rasta in a three-piece suit? Will the defendant please rise? So, and if you guys, down at the courthouse, if you guys have a doctor's appointment, just skip it, because right now they got a free x-ray, free breast exam, and if you mention plastic explosives, you get a free colonoscopy. So if you go down to the courthouse right now, I had to go to court 58 times. So they said, do you swear to tell the whole truth? And I said, I don't swear at all. I'm a very religious man, So he said, you've been to the ex parte hearing 58 times. You got 12 hours notice to get here. It's a 1,000-mile drive. Drove 100,000 miles, and I won 58 times in a row. And he said, you go against one or two attorneys and you win every time. It's a true story. And tonight we have a very special episode of Tylervision. We have our guest tonight, Ralph D'Amicis, author, also has Amicis Tours here in town. And first I wanted to tell you that I was walking down Jefferson the other day. Actually, it's several years ago, and there was this Irish kid down there, and he's talking, and he had a guitar case, and I go, oh, that's a nice guitar case. And he goes, I can't hang, got to get back to the crib, got to zoo off some cringe. And I was like, so I went and I took 4 years of Ebonics, and I graduated the top of my class, and took 4 years of Ebonics so I could translate what he was saying. So I was this is what I came up with. He was trying to say, I can't handle this at this time, I cannot stay in this vicinity, I must return to my household and make a sales of some methamphetamine product or something like that. Anyway, so much for that. Yeah, that's why 4 years of Ebonics would help anybody, right? So anyway, I'd like to introduce my first guest today. Ralph, welcome to the show. Thanks for coming on.
Oh, thank you, Bob. Thanks for inviting me.
And you have a new book out right now. Right?
Well, we're actually reissuing some of our books, and we're doing it on
Vision, Intense TV. I'm your host, Robert Louis Tyler I. And our guest today is Kristen Van Dyke. Welcome to Tylervision, Intense TV. I'm your host, Robert Louis Tyler I. This is a very special episode of Tylervision. Tonight on our show, on our whirlwind worldwide tour, Kristen Van Dyke performing her song. What's the name of the song?
Fluorescent lights.
Fluorescent Lights. And right here, live, worldwide, on our show tonight. First of all, I wanted to tell you about when I was down in St. Thomas, I was working at Goldhaven. So I was down there, and we're selling some diamonds, but they make more money going outside, bring the tourists in. So we go outside and bring the tourists in. It's like promotions, We'd make I'd make Tony Little look like Rich Little. We go out there and call people into the diamond stores, sell a lot of diamonds. I'd go out and I'd say, so we're going to pack the store, so I'd say, for all you antisocial, paranoid, schizophrenic, psychotic, neurosis, neurotic totems, we got some crazy deals going on today. We got up to 70. It's up to 70% off all the diamonds in the store. That's why everybody's in the store. So everybody would go in to see if it was packed. And, of course, after they went in there, it was full. So it's easy to keep a store packed once it's already full. Then we'd be come on down right here, come on down right here, come on down right here. Step right in, we got it right here, step right in, we got it right here, step right in, we got it right here, step in. And they'd stand around and wait till you'd like, maybe you're going to make a mistake, but we didn't. And then we'd say like, hey, for all you computational fluid dynamics engineers, we got some curved linear triangular shaped diamonds. We got your quadrifoil shaped emeralds. We got your pink ice baby. And we'd be just like promoting, just slinging them diamonds, you know. So anyway, I'd like to introduce, without further ado, and without further ado, Gesundheit, I'd like to introduce my first guest, Kristen Van Dyke, minus the bunnies tonight, and the KVD and the bunnies. And I'd like to introduce my guest. She's going to be performing her song live, Fluorescent Lights, right here. So it's Marcus Thompson from Timex Social Club. Welcome to the show, Marcus.
Well,
Thanks
thank
for
you very
coming
much,
on.
Ty.
Glad to
Good
have
to be
you
here.
It's good to have you here.
Yeah, yeah.
So his new book is, if you can get a little close-up of this, his new book is right here. It's How Do Rumors Get Started. And this book is, you can't put it down. It's such a good read. It's a must read. You know, you can't put it down.
Thank you.
I read the book the other day, and tell us about, now you wrecked the van, right, on the very beginning of the tour, right? You know, before you had the tour bus, right? You had the little van, and why did you wreck the van?
Well, the book is all about my days, our group days. Back in the 80s, we had a #1 hit single, Rumors, in 1986, and it just took off, R&B hit that just went all the way to the #1 on the Billboard charts. So that book is written, and it basically takes you behind the scenes of our journey from performing at talent shows to Madison Square Garden.
Right. I remember
So what you're talking about, if I can get people familiar with it, is our first tour. We were opening act for Run DMC, and
right.
let's just say we weren't earning as much as Run DMC at the time, being an opening act, right?
Of course.
So we had to rent a cargo van.
Check out the hook, and let's go to the extreme. I rock a mic like a vandal, light up a stage, wax a chump like a candle, dance. On the speakers that boom, killing your brain like a poisonous mushroom, deadly. Dope melody, anything less than the best is a felon. Love it or leave it, the kid ain't dead. Better hit the bullseye, the kid don't play. If there's a problem, yo, I'll solve it. Check out my hook while my DJ revolve it. Welcome to Tylervision, Intense TV. I'm your host, Robert Louis Tyler I, and tonight our guests will be the Draven brothers. And I went to the bank a little earlier, went in to make a deposit, right? So I go in, the girl says, okay, fill this out and fill this up. I looked, it was the fertility bank. So I went out of the door, went down the street. I was at the wrong bank, went down to Wells Fargo's. So I want to make a withdrawal, right? So I go down and I fill out the paper, and the girl, she gives me the cash, and she goes, well, if you need anything else, Mr. Tyler? And I said, your phone number? She goes, it's on the receipt. And I looked, and it said like 1-800 Wells Fargo or something at the bottom on the receipt, you know. So she gives me the cash, and I take the money, take it back to the house, right, and then deposit that. So I had this other bank account down in the Cayman Islands. We don't talk about that right now, but I have one bank account left in St. Thomas open right now. So years ago, I was down in St. Thomas, and I had these two birds, you know, macaw named Sinbad, he's 6 months old. Then I had the cockatoo named Peaches, right? And so he does tricks. He can play dead, lays on his back, play dead, hang by his heels, you know, take pictures with the tourists, you know. So he can talk. He'd say Tyler, stuff like that. He's like 6 months old. So I go down, and there's these tourists, right? So this guy, I put the macaw on his shoulder. Then I put Peaches on his arm here, you know, so I go. And then I got a camera, and I go, hey, you want to hold the birds? After he's already holding it, right? So I go, comes with a nice frame. Then we take as many pictures with your camera afterwards, you know. He's all right. So I take a picture. Then he gives me some green, right? And then he's got a different kind of green running down his back, right? But he's got this Hawaiian shirt, so it kind of looks camouflage. And he's walking down the road. Then these two girls come up, right, this tourist. And I said, did you ever hold a cockatoo? And she slapped me. I'm like, what? You know, I was like, and then Sinbad, he goes, oh, nice rack to this other girl. then she slapped me, right? So I walked back down to Hibiscus Alley, right? So I'm going down there, and, I'm over there like, talking about Sinbad. I'm like, he walks, he talks, he crawls on his belly like a reptile, So, and with the reptiles, I used to grab these big iguanas, out of the jungle, take pictures with the tourists. So I grabbed this little anoa off the wall, from in Hibiscus Alley. And I got this, and I hooked it on my ear, like earring. And this friend of mine, he goes, hey, let me see that for a minute, all right? I'm like, okay. So I let him see this, and he puts it on this tourist on her shoulder, right? And she doesn't see it. It crawls around the other shoulder. Her friend sees it. She screams, and then she sees it. She screams. They jump off the sidewalk into the street. A car swerves around, hits another car, and it's like pandemonium. People are like running and screaming. So I walked back into the alley, I'm like, you guys want to hold the birds? It's like cops are coming and everything out here, Then I got back to the United States, and I went to an American restaurant, so I wanted to get some American food. And it was so authentic. They had like Rocky Mountain oysters, right? But it just said beef stroganoff. So it was very authentic food, So I want to introduce our first guest tonight is Gizmo and Coda. They were on their whirlwind tour, and they came through the area. I told them when they're back in the area again, they can come in and hook me up, kick me down, plug me in, turn me on, set me up with another show. So boy howdy, right now it's the Draven Brothers are here, perform live, worldwide. Welcome to Tylervision, Intense TV. I'm your host, Robert Louis Tyler I. And today we have a very special episode of Tylervision. We have special guests today, Melody Hilton from Napa Valley Wine Train. We also have Lori Sapphire here, a musician right here in the Napa Valley area and American Canyon area. And first I was going to tell you about 2 years ago, I know it's Chinese New Year right now, so Chinese New Year. And 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago, I was over in Saigon, right? So it's Vietnam New Year's, they call it Tet. So I'm over there at the airport, right? And I'm coming back to the United States. So I was wearing I'm at the airport, been there for a couple months, coming back. So I'm wearing like a black suit, black tie, black hat, black Ray-Bans, hard to imagine. Well, kind of like this. So had on these dark glasses, right? And I'm getting on the plane, and I tell them my neck is fused down 2 inches, got titanium screw, 2 clavicle resectionals, they cut out this bone, titanium screw, and my hip bone taken out. And my Vietnamese is a little rusty, right? So the 2 girls, the stewardess, they thought I said, I'm blind, right? So she grabs this arm, the other girl grabbed this arm, they grab my suitcases, and they're all lead me all the way to the gate, past everybody else that's waiting in line, right? And they're all like, Tai Phi, Tai Chai, Kudi Tang. They're like, turn right, turn left, go straight ahead. And they take me onto the plane, I'm the only guy on there, and they're like, Mayang Bao, Mayang Noi, come on in, please have a seat, put on my seatbelt. They put in my bags over the overhead compartment, in the storage bin. And they're loaded up with 15 cartons of cigarettes from my uncle, right? And some carved statues, real heavy. They load this stuff up in there. So I'm like, I can just milk this all the way to San Francisco, right? So I'm just kind of rolling my head, do my best Stevie Wonder, I was like, okay, I was like, okay. I said, you can carry my bags and my luggage, right? So I'm sitting there, I'm thinking, yeah, okay, it's about a 32-hour flight, right? So I'm coming into Taipei, Taiwan, right? And come in there, get off Vietnam Airlines, and got a couple-hour layover. I'm getting onto China Airlines, right? So I get on the plane, and the girls are like, no way, I ain't playing this. They're like, carry your own bags, I was like, come off the plane, and they're like, nah. So it didn't work, so I got into, I thought it'd work all the way to Limousine back to Napa, so it didn't work. But I'm sitting on the plane, this guy next to me, this Vietnamese guy, I said, where are you from? And he said, Napa. And I'm like, nah, we're on the other side of the planet, you're not from Napa, right? Turns out his name is Brian. He's right over here at Happy Nails, right around the corner, over by Buttercream Bakery, on the other side of the planet. And this guy's like, yeah, I got the shop right over there, So I didn't join any Mile High Club with the China Airlines. They kicked me out and said, grab your own bags, stuff like that. And then, Artie Party, he was saying, hey, you got to get some football food ready for the Super Bowl the other day, right? So I'm like, he said, get some crackers that are shaped like footballs and stuff, and food shaped like football. So I got those what do they call it, goldfish crackers, and I just bit the tails off, put them back in the bowl. Everybody liked them. They were really good. They looked just like footballs, everybody thought it was pretty cool, you know. So thanks, shout out to Artie Party, thanks Home Skillet, and Hollywood Homegirl, and Savvy Salsa, I think is the girl that was telling us about the food. And our first guest today is going to be Melody Hilton. And Melody, thanks for coming on our show.
Right on, thank you.
I'll scoot in a little closer here. So
Just so you
I
know,
don't
on the
bite.
wine train, we don't bite off the anything
You don't bite off the
before we
crackers?
put it. Yeah,
No,
no. You
they're
get your
actually
own.
fresh.
Yeah, and just wanted to throw that out there.
So what is your actual title on the Napa Valley Wine Train? Is
I'm-
it public relations? Is it events coordinator or?
I'm actually the director of marketing and PR, public relations.
All right, marketing and
That's
PR.
my official title, right?
Nice. And what does that entail? Is that
You know what? It's a great job.
live, Intense TV? I'm your host, Robert Louis Tyler I, and today our guest will be Desi Capaz, Coldwell banker, right here, real estate agent in Napa Valley, and it's Monday, so it's a holiday. Today is Birthington's Wash Day, so I hope he gets his clothes all clean today. It's President's Day, and I went downtown to see my cousin. Plays guitar, sounds like a chainsaw buzzing. So now I went and saw my cousin, and he's blind. He got this new seeing eye dog, right? So he goes to cross the street, but it's a red light. So he almost gets killed. All these cars are flying by, honking their horns. Because it's a red light, the dog pulls him across the street. He almost gets killed, and he gives the dog like some Walter Kendall 5s and some little Friskies dog treats. And I said, why are you giving the dog food? He almost got you killed. And I just want to find out which end his head's on so I could kick his ass, you know. And I said, wow, you know, it's not the only problems he has right now. My cousin also has some money problems. He has too much money. He doesn't know where to invest it. I was thinking maybe Desi Capaz, somebody like that. Maybe they could open up a nail shop called Allure or something. I don't know. Here in Napa, a new business, you know. So I told him he could invest the money in the church or on my TV show. We could tear down this set, build a new Capitol building right here, tear down these lights, and then put up new ones, you know. So I told him, or you could invest in a restaurant. Now, I went to this restaurant in UC Davis, you know, and with my wife and with my daughter. Hi, Emily. Hi, Derek. Hi, Bobby. Hi, honey. It's a half-hour show, so I don't have time to say hi to all my kids right now. So we went to this, it's a Black Bear Diner, Black Bear restaurant in UC Davis, you know. And it's so authentic, you know, it's so authentic. I asked them, where's the bathroom? They point out the back door to the woods, Black Bear Diner. So I go in. The next day, we go to do some acrylics, another nail shop. We go do some acrylics, and the client is there. And my wife said, oh, she doesn't speak English. She speaks Vietnamese. She said, we went to a restaurant last night. Oh, what restaurant you go to? She goes, we went to the Black restaurant. We went to the Black Diner. She goes, oh, so you had soul food, huh? And we said, no. I says, no, it's Black Bear Diner, not Black Diner. And she said, there's no soul food, okay? So, and people think I make this stuff up, but this stuff, it writes itself, you know. I mean, you don't even have to write it because, you know. Then we went to the Vallejo. We went over to talk to the dentist, you know. And my wife speaks Vietnamese. The dentist, she speaks Tagalog. She speaks English. And she goes, ask your wife. She wanted her to open her mouth. And she said, ask your wife, does she understand what you're saying? So I said, do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? And she said, no, she doesn't. And then the dentist said, you a silly boy. And people think I make this stuff up, but it's true story, you know. And last week I was telling you about this Vietnamese restaurant I went to, and it got cut off because the camera didn't pick up at the right time. So it looked like the segue went off on a tangent, but it didn't. Just the camera didn't pick it up. But we went to this Vietnamese restaurant, you know, and it was so authentic. You know, went to this Vietnamese restaurant, and I know Vietnamese is a communist country, and Ho Chi Minh took over the country, you know. But I love the beaches and the jungles and the people and the food and the weather. I know it's the jewel of the Orient. You know, it's beautiful, and I know, you know, it's a communist country. It's Vietnam, so I went to this Vietnamese restaurant. It was so authentic. I come in, and the guy said, "Party of one," you know. So oh, wait a second. So, hello. Anio im, hanggang pa sao. Cha tumbiet, yeah, Valentine's. You hang up first. No, you hang up first. Hello? Oh, okay. So our guest today, our first guest here is Desi Capaz. And Desi, I want to say thanks for coming on our show today.
No
Good,
problem.
Good to see you here.
Good to see
Glad
you
you could
too.
be on my show.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, ain't no thing but a chicken wing on. It was so authentic. It was so authentic. They said, party of one when I came in. And they don't have a lot of overweight people over there. You know, there's not a lot of obesity or gluttony. You don't see a lot of, 7 deadly sins. They have like, very skinny people over there. You know, you think, did the family, did they send them to Jenny Craig or maybe Jenny Lake, Does she still have a show? I think our show's been on for like 17 years now, so, Anyway, but talking about fat, my ex-girlfriend, a long time ago, she was like 8, she was pregnant, like out to here, it's for like the 8th time, right? And she had this 2-year-old kid, his name Rory. He's standing there in his diaper, and he looked up at her, and he said, my mom is so fat, took her to the hospital. I thought that was a pretty good joke for a 2-year-old to write that fast, and come up with. I thought he's pretty cool. Driving around in my Cadillac and my 74 Eldorado, it's like Bebe's kids, Rusty, he's in the back seat, the 2-year-old with the diaper. He's standing up in the back seat, no seat belts, throwing Hot Wheels out on the freeway at 60 miles an hour, right? And we come up to a stoplight, right? And we stop at the stoplight, and he says, come on, let's go. Come on, let's go. And I go, it's a red light. I don't want to go to jail, And he said, what's jail? And I said, it's like bars on the windows and on the doors, and you're in trouble, you can't get out. He goes, my daddy likes him some jail. And I was like, funny, because he doesn't know what a jail is, but he knows his dad's in one somewhere most of the time, So, and so, there's one friend of mine, he says that he's a connoisseur, and I said, I won't name any names, all right? So Eric, don't worry, I won't say anything. But he says, yeah, I'm a connoisseur. And I said, yep, you're some kind of sewer. All right, he's some kind of sewer. And, they have this new thing called Facebook. I don't know if you heard of it, So it's on that interwebby thingy. It's kind of new, too, where you can talk to people over the world, And I have like 200 friends. I never met them, but they're my friends, right? Closest friends. So I'm thinking, you know what? Maybe I can ask my friend, hey, friend, can I borrow a couple $1,000s for a few weeks? So by next week, I should have like $250,000. We could tear down this set, build a new Capitol building, the lights, just do it like it is now, but new. Or we could cut a hole in the wall, maybe have the Southern Crossing in the background and the bridge over here, Our first guest tonight is Sal the Flower Guy. And I'd like to welcome Sal to our show. Sal,
hello, Bobby.
Thanks for
How
coming
you
on.
doing?
Good.
Nice to see you.
Glad to have you on my show.
Thank you.
So, Valentine's Day is coming up pretty quick in a few days, right?
Yes.
So, and
that's what I prepared for you. Nice 2 arrangements, so you can see. Most of the people, they wanted roses, but because technically on Valentine's Day the prices goes higher, so we.
Welcome to Tylervision, Intense TV, Channel 28, UVerse 99, NapaValleyTV.org. We have a very special episode of Tylervision tonight. Our guests are Maya Starr, Brett, and also Beth will be coming on later in our show. Right now, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about, I remember way back in 1981. Yeah, way back in 1981, I'd get up in the morning, and I'd wake up in the morning, and my girlfriend would say, she'd talk to her kids, she'd say, Lily, get your nasty-ass bike out of the yard. Then she'd say, Melvin, cut up and you can cut out, okay? So she had 6 kids and a couple of abortions. Her doctor took care of that, so the doctor is in, the doctor is operating. So Dr. Tyler at your cervix, dilated to meet you, and the whole schmear. So her doctor told her, he said to her, how's your period? She said, sometime when I'm typing, I miss one of them. And he said, no, your flow. How's your flow? Linoleum, she said. And I think she was from the South, My uncle, he was from the South. He used to say to me, he'd call me up, he'd say, hey. I'd say, hello, it's Bob. He'd say, they use like 10 syllables for one word down there. so they're not lazy. Bauerbeer, is this Bauerbeer? Yeah, it's Bob, okay. Oh, I saw you on TV. Is that your job? Yes, my job. I saw a big red dog. Okay, big red dog, yeah. Yeah, he got out of bed, almost hit his head. I thought he was dead. Oh, his name was Fred. Yeah, big red dog. Okay, that's my uncle from Arkansas. So that's how he talks down there, you know, so in the South, you know. Speaking of big red dogs, I heard Elmo got arrested, Barney's in trouble, and maybe Big Bird's on crack, I think. I don't know. That might be a rumor, the last one. Anyway, we'd like to introduce our first guest of the evening to have come in, and her name is Brett. Brett, can you come in and have a seat on our couch here? Please have a seat.
I don't know if I can sit. These pants are a few sizes too small.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So, what are we here to talk about tonight? Are we promoting a book or a movie or a TV show?
Well, actually, I'm here to talk to you about the H word.
The H word?
Hipster.
Oh.
To me, the word hipster is like a five-way intersection. And as a cyclist, five-way intersections are one of the greatest threats to our humanity.
Intense TV, right here in Napa Valley, Channel 28. I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it. I'm about to lose control. I think I like it. We have several guests on tonight. Maya Starr will be back on the show tonight. And later on, we also have the Draven brothers right here, Gizmo and Coda right here live, Channel 28. And it's Monday, so today's Monday. I don't know about you, but in my neighborhood, Monday is garbage day, okay? So who decided they'd come in at 4 a.m. in the morning, you know, making all this noise, banging these trash cans around, backing up the trucks, beep, 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 you know, and they have to have 3 trucks, 4 a.m.? Really? The garbage has to be fresh? What, if they wait till 9 o'clock, it's going to rot or something? After all, it's just only garbage, right? And my dog, you know, they have to have 3 trucks, one for the organic, one for the recycled, this and that. So they're going to wake you up. So my dog, he thinks we keep all the valuables in the garbage can. He's like, Ruff, Ruff, they're taking the garbage. Oh, no, Ruff, Ruff, they're taking all the garbage cans. Wake up, hurry. We can catch them right now, hurry. Let's go, wake up, Ruff, Ruff. They're taking our garbage. He thinks all the valuables are. He says, hey, come on, they're getting away. Oh, no, Ruff, Ruff. He's like, okay, why are you going back to sleep, you know? So anyway, my son, I took him on vacation when we went down to Arkansas, right? So my son is this one here, the smallest one in the middle. So we go down to Arkansas, into the deep south, and then we go to this restaurant, right? And they have Southern cuisine, and it's so authentic. This restaurant was so authentic, you know. We went in there, and it's so authentic. They said, you know, we don't serve colored people in here. And I'm saying, that's okay, we don't eat colored people, you know. And they said, didn't you see the sign outside? It says, no colored people allowed. I said, we're not going to eat outside. We prefer to dine indoors, you know. So right about now, I want to bring on the Draven brothers live right here on Channel 28 worldwide. And they're going to sing a little song for you right about now. Go ahead, guys. Hit it. We'll have a little music come in, a little intro right about now.
Guess who's back again, JD's back. Guess who's back again, Shady's back. Tell a friend. Guess who's back, 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 guess who's back. Na 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 na. I created a monster, cause nobody wants to see Martian no more. They want Shady, I'm chopped liver. Well, if you want Shady, this is what I give you. A little bit of me mixed I'm hollering cause I'm vodka that'll jumpstart my heart quicker than a shock when I get shocked at the hospital by the doctor when I'm not cooperating. Cause I'm rocking the table while he's operating. Wait, oh my god.
Intense TV, Tylervision Talk Show Live, right here at Channel 28, NapaValleyTV.org. Tonight, we have special guests. It's a very special episode of Tylervision. We'd also like to thank last week's guest, Norm Sawicki from Red Hen Cantina and Tranca's Steakhouse, for coming in. Tonight's guest, we're going to have on tonight Sam Orchid from Orchid Realty. We're also going to have in Maya Starr, Napa Valley TV personality, right here on our stage. So tonight, I'd like to talk about the economy right now. This show is also brought to you by Virgin Mobile because the phone froze up and I lost 100 contacts. So I have nobody to call into the show tonight, right? 100 clients. So take about 6 months to build that up. Thank you, Virgin Mobile. Those are our sponsors for tonight. We'd like to talk about the economy. You know, everybody's saying the economy is so bad. You know, the economy is so bad right now. The economy is so bad, I almost had to lay off my maid. And right now, she had to be my cook also. She has to cook for me as well. And I didn't give her an increase in pay. But the economy's so bad, I almost had to lay the maid off right now. So I was going to have her cook for me, but I gave her the night off. We went to a Mexican restaurant, so I gave the maid the night off. And this Mexican restaurant, the food was so authentic, I tell you. The food there was so authentic. Even the water was imported. I know because when I got home, Montezuma was knocking at my back door trying to get in. And I was like, yeah, this food is so authentic. The waiter, he was so nice. God bless his soul. He came up and he said, you know, would you gentlemen like anything to drink? And I said, yeah, Coke with no ice. He brings in a mirror. It's got Coke and ice, also imported from Mexico. I thought, so authentic, you know, this Mexican restaurant, downtown Napa. Oh, no names, right? First Street. I mean, downtown, you know. The food was so authentic. The atmosphere was so authentic, you know. And, you know, speaking of Coke, what do you say to a Rasta in a three-piece suit? Will the defendant please rise? So, anyway, back to the subject at hand. The doctor is in. The doctor is operating. So, I wrote another screenplay. I have 3 screenplays right now, so I was working on a third one. It's about these brave men that are hiking up into the Arctic right now. These brave men, and I'm going to call it Polar Guys. So, and then I'm going to have a part 2 where they go to the Antarctic. It's Polar Guys 2, okay? So, and my friend, he's going to help me with this movie, so we're going to film it. Maybe we'll even put it on here. I don't know yet. So, if you're watching on NapaValleyTV.org, you can watch it worldwide. We have 236,000 viewers right now in the world. So, but my friend's going to help me do it. And my friend, you know, he thought that, he told me, hey, 2 of my friends, he said, hey, my friend said, I think my other friend is sleeping with my wife. I said, no, he would never do that. They were awake the whole time, you know. So, you know, speaking of, you know, wives, you know, I come home the other night from the Mexican restaurant. I was at the Mexican restaurant. My wife said, how come you come home half drunk? I said, I didn't have enough money, you know. It's like, what could I do, you know? So anyway, our first guest for tonight is going to be Sam Orchid from Orchid Realty. And I'd like to welcome Sam to the show. Our next guest. Welcome to the show, Sam.
Well, Tyler,
nice to have you on.
Have me here.
And I just wanted to ask you a few questions. Where were you from?
Originally? San Francisco. Born and raised there. Went to school there.
Go for it. Welcome to Tylervision, Intense TV. I'm your host, Robert Lewis Tyler I. And I'm here with the first tonight, a very special episode of Tylervision, the longest running show on Channel 28. It's Tylervision Talk Show Live, and you can also watch us on NapaValleyTV.org. Our first guest tonight is well known throughout the Napa Valley and the Bay Area. Please welcome Norm Sawicki. Norm, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you.
I hear that you have a few eating establishments right here around the Napa Valley.
Only 2 now.
2?
Yeah,
okay.
The Red Hen Cantina just off of Highway 29.
Right.
And Tranca's Steakhouse, which is right across the street from Queen of the Valley Hospital.
And what's the history on the Red Hen Cantina?
It's got a long history. It's been there since 1941.
Right.
It was initially owned by Lenore Stearns, who was a silent film movie star.
Really?
And so she and her friends would come up from L.A. and party.
Nice. And you have any, what's the specialty, what would be what kind of food do they serve at Red Hen?
Well,
Is it Mexican
it's
food?
a Mexican restaurant, and everyone in the kitchen speaks Spanish.
Right.
And our specialty is fajitas.
Fajitas.
And, of course, our margaritas, a top shelf margarita.
Margaritas are the specialty drink of the house.
Yeah, oh, yeah, it's really good. And we pay you to drink the top shelf margaritas.
Is that right? Wow. That's a good...
You'll get a gold coin when you order one.
And I saw at the fajitas, I remember now I saw your little dog on TV. He does the TV commercials with the little dress
Lucy.
on, dancing, right?
Yeah, my girl Lucy is 17 years old now.
Wow.
And she's slowed down a bit since those first commercials.
Not too much dancing lately.
No, she hasn't been dancing too much lately.
No more show business for Lucy right this minute. And so do you have any happy hour for your margaritas?
Well, we have a happy hour.
Yo, VIP. Let's kick it. Ice, ice, baby. Ice, ice, baby. All right, stop. Collaborate and listen. I sit back with my brand new invention. Something grabs a hold of me tightly. Flow like a harpoon daily and nightly. Will it ever stop? Yo, I don't know. Turn off the lights.
Welcome to Tylervision, Intense TV. I'm your host, Robert Louis Tyler I, and tonight on Tylervision we have Tyler Seward performing his latest song, C'est La Vie. He's also got the new video out from Los Angeles by the same title, C'est La Vie. And first I wanted to tell you, I was at the old Red Hen Cantina at night, and this helicopter came by, flew over, and he had a spotlight down, so I ran underneath this big oak tree, right, and kind of hide. And the spotlight follows me. You know how the spotlight's always following me, right? So spotlight follows me. So I waited a little while. Then I ran over into another tree, right? And the spotlight followed me again. So I did this for a while, and I could hear the guy he's probably up in there going, 99er Foxtrot, suspected SKP in the vicinity, something, right? So this went on for a while, and the helicopter's circling. He's got the spotlight on me. And then I finally got tired of it, so I creeped out. I snuck out. I went down over here to Quickie Mart around the corner, and they had one of those coffee machines, the automated coffee machines. So I put in the money. It's supposed to drop down the cup. The cup didn't drop down. I poured the coffee, poured in the sugar, poured in the cream, right? And gave me my change, and I was like, wow, these automated machines are so great nowadays, Gives you the coffee, mixes in the sugar, mixes in the cream, right? Then it drinks it for you, right? So I was also have to give a shout out to Dong Vu in Vietnam. Also a shout out to Marsha Cha-Cha from Starry Night Karaoke. And let's see, give a shout out to, Ms. Hilton, who was on the show the other night, right? She said, hey, you shouldn't have a gun in your desk when you're on meds. I go, I'm completely off my meds right now, so it's okay, right? So without further ado, I'm going to introduce my first guest of the evening, Tyler Seward, and he's going to tell you a little bit about his new video, right? So welcome to the show, Tyler. How you doing?
Doing very good.
Good. Glad to have you on.
Thank you for having me.
Great to be here. So tell us a little bit, set up this little video clip for us ahead of time. What do we got going? Is in Los Angeles? Or?
Yeah, we actually shot this video in Los Angeles over about 2 days with my friend June. He's a very good director from China, actually, and his friend, who was the girl in the music video.
I saw that in the credits.
Yeah.
And what was her name?
Her name was Bessie Ma.
Bessie Ma. Okay.
People are always asking me, like, every time they see this video, is she your girlfriend?
Yeah, she's cute. Yeah,
she's very pretty. But
everybody wants to know, who is this girl?
Yeah. I had never met her before we shot this.
Right.
So we just, showed up, and we have a kissing scene, and it's
cool.
Okay, but I mean, that's
how was that? Pretty cool.
I enjoyed it.
You get paid to get in here and you be kissing on this.
Actually, it
really
was
hot,
There was no money was exchanged.
We don't say that here.
So,
no. We know it's big bucks, actually. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, yeah.
No.
I mean, it costs millions of dollars.
Oh, yeah,
make a
to
music
produce,
video.
yeah. You probably owe them for a long time just to set it up.
Well, yeah, I mean, like,
You know,
we owe each other favors. June is
Yeah.
a very good friend of mine,
Yeah.
so.
But I did see the director's name though in the credits, you know. So and he's a very good producer, director, everything, right? Yeah. So okay, so we set up the clip. This is your latest song, "C'est la vie," and you wanna play the video, your latest video now?
Yeah, sure.
Show it to us so
All
we
right.
can take a peek. All right. Let's see how this works and looks.
Remember when I told you you're the one? I made a little ring from a stick of gum. I said we're getting married if we ever turn 18, yeah. But now I found another and you're gone. C'est la vie. That's how life was meant to be. C'est la vie, c'est la vie. You and me, we had to go on separately. C'est la vie, c'est la vie. Remember when we kissed outside my house? 'Cause Mama got so mad she kicked you out. You handed me a daisy. You said I love you, baby, yeah. Oh God, I wish I still had you around. C'est la vie. That's how life was meant to be. C'est la vie, c'est la vie. You and me, we had to go on separately. C'est la vie, c'est la vie. I saw you turning down the corner of my street. You're not the girl that I remember you to be. I'm not the boy that took your heart back then in school. Forget all the memories, this dream's not coming true. Oh, c'est la vie. That's how life was meant to be. C'est la vie, c'est la vie. You and me, we had to go on separately. C'est la vie, c'est la vie. Yeah, now I see that we just weren't meant to be. C'est la vie, c'est la vie.
All right, very nice. Good. So, how did you write this song? Did you write this song? Are you the writer?
I did.
You
yes.
did? Okay. How did that come about then?
Well, my friend Haywan and I just had this sort of little guitar riff, and I said, "Hey, you want to write a song together?" And so we sort of wrote it on that, and she had some song titles, one of which was "C'est la vie," and so we just sort of wrote the hook from that, and then we developed a story based on the title. So.
Are you from French ancestry also, or?
I think I might be,
little bit,
yeah,
yes.
because Seward. I'm kind of a mutt, but Seward is a French last name. So.
Yeah, I'm kind of a Heinz 57. I got like Scott Irish English, you know, and such like that. So, did you live in Napa before?
I did, yes.
And then you moved down to Southern California. So when did you move down there?
After I turned 18, after I graduated from high school, I went to college in Santa Barbara at Westmont, and then right after college I moved to LA, and I've been there for 6 years.
Nice. So how old are you now then?
I'm 28.
28. Wow, you look a lot younger than that.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah. That's a good age. I like that. 28. Yeah.
It's been good to me so far.
I think I was living in Pismo Beach or something when I was that age, maybe and stuff. So what did you do before you were the songwriter and the musician?
I've had some odd jobs. I worked at Six Flags Magic Mountain for a while.
Nice.
Before that, I was an executive assistant, telemarketer.
Cool.
Just a bunch of random odd things. I've even worked like as a street performer in Santa Monica.
Really?
Yeah, and in Hollywood.
What did that consist of?
Dragging about 60 pounds of gear out to the promenade or the pier and just singing and singing and singing and getting tips and selling.
And playing guitar
Uh-huh.
at the same time? That'd be cool.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, I like the weather in Southern California, you know.
Beautiful. It's always warm.
What would you like better, Northern California or Southern California? I mean, as far as weather and where to live and stuff. I mean,
You know what? It's
choice.
It's
choice.
apples and oranges because Southern California is very, very exciting,
Yeah.
but it's also very intense.
Right.
And Northern California is a lot more mellow and
Laid
chilled
back.
out. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
more relaxing up here.
Yeah, I think so too.
So,
But it's cold and wet up here, you know, and you got the sun down there, but then sometimes you have the smog down there, you know, and
Yeah. So it's a trade-off.
it's give or take. I think you're right. Yeah, it's apples and oranges basically. I like to come here in the summer and then go down to the Caribbean in the winter. You know?
Yeah.
And that's the ideal. That's the ideal, you know, spot. But then you got the crime in the Caribbean, right? You come back to. So, who are your role models or your mentors or people that you look up to? Is it me? No. I mean, who do you? I mean, is it like Arnold Schwarzenegger or who do you like? You know,
people that I look up to.
like a role model or a mentor
Oh, man.
for you.
Frank Sinatra is probably my biggest
Cool. Yeah.
mentor
right on.
slash role model. You know, I've studied his voice a lot and his life and try to imitate.
He makes it look so easy too, doesn't he?
He does.
That's
He's
like
just-
he's just like
he's
kick
very,
back,
very
have a
good.
couple drinks, and it's like. Then when I go try and do it, I'm like, I don't think so. I'm like, that's just take a lot of practice, you know.
Yeah.
He looks all casual at it. Yeah. I think he's great too. He's pretty cool. So, were you born in Napa or?
I was born in San Pedro, and I moved here when I was 2, and I lived there from 2 until 18.
Nice. Yeah. And do you have any family like siblings or that you want to talk about, or mother or father? Are you married? Do you have any kids? Any girlfriends on the side?